Okay, we are live now, guys. I'm gonna give folk a few seconds, get a couple of people in, and we'll go ahead and get started. Okay, go ahead and get started right now. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to another exciting episode of the Let's Talk Show. I'm your host, Jack, and tonight we have a fascinating topic lined up for you. We'll be discussing the new line worker training program at Central Louisiana Technical Community College, better known as CLTCC. This program, established in partnership with a company like Cltcc, local power lineman contractors, is designed to meet the high demand for skilled power line workers. Joining us tonight are David Bernard, a CLTCC line worker instructor with over 30 years of experience in the industry, and Lindsay Green, CLTC's Vice Chancellor for Workforce and Grant Development. They will provide insights tonight into the program, its benefits, opportunities, its offers. Stay tuned as we delve into it. How you guys going tonight?
Doing well. Thanks for
Doing
having
good.
us.
Yeah, okay, all right. Okay, Lindsay, I guess we'll start off with you. Tell us a little bit about yourself and what does your role over at what's your role over at CLTCC?
So at CLTCC, I oversee the work for the workforce division of the
Mm-hmm.
college. And
Mm-hmm.
so for those of you that may not know, workforce is really short-term training opportunities
Mm-hmm.
that allow us to take individuals and either train them or upskill them or retrain them in short periods of time and get them back into the workforce in high wage, high demand jobs. So as much as we are part of the college, for those individuals who aren't necessarily looking for the true college experience and the semesters and the 2-year commitments,
Mm-hmm.
we can usually get you in and out in anywhere between 6 to 16 weeks and
Mm-hmm.
get you into high wage, high demand jobs right away.
Right away. And so this is the certificate programs and different things of that nature that you guys have over at CLTCC, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Absolutely.
All right. All right, David. How about yourself? Tell us a little bit about about what you've done in this world and all that kind of thing.
My name is David Bernard. I've been in the industry since October of 1990. It'll be 34 years this October.
Mm-hmm.
I love the industry. It's treated me good, treated my family well. Got to get to travel a lot, meet a lot of people, and see a lot of things. It's something that's deep to my heart, and I really enjoy doing it.
Okay, so this the program that we're talking about now, the line worker program. How long is this program?
So the
The program will last 16 weeks. It'll start June the 3rd
Mm-hmm.
till mid-September, and it runs Monday through Thursday from 7 a.m. to 5:30 p.m.
Okay. All right. All right. Now, I know anytime we're talking about education, I know that there was a grant that was awarded to CLTCC to conduct this training and different things of that nature. But realistically, we know it costs to get into a program and get a certificate and different things of that nature. Tell us a little bit about the cost, but just also let's delve into those options of, financial aid, and any other type of scholarships that you guys might offer to go along with, the program.
so the tuition for the class is set at $83.95.
Mm-hmm.
And while that might seem a little steep
Mm-hmm.
initially, it does prepare you for a career that easily in the first couple years averages about $78,000 a year.
Mm-hmm.
And so to be able to train someone in 16 weeks and get them ready to go into the industry, it's a pretty incredible opportunity. We do have scholarship funding available.
Mm-hmm.
And you fill out a scholarship application. The scholarship committee reviews your application and also evaluates everyone else who's requesting scholarship funds and makes determinations from there. So in order to enroll in the class and save your spot, we do ask for a down payment initially. So
Mm-hmm.
1750 would reserve your spot, and
Mm-hmm.
then the remaining balance would be eligible for scholarships.
the remaining balance would be. And how do you calculate these scholarships that you guys award? Are they based on income, grades, work history?
Honestly, it's really based on passion.
Mm-hmm.
Is a good way to put it. So they're not needs based. They're not merit based. It's pretty much tell us why you want to be a line worker. Tell us
Mm-hmm.
how this is going to impact you, what makes you passionate about it, and how are you going to use the training once you exit the program. And so we really look at, for lack of better words, passion of the program,
Uh-huh.
determine who's going to be part of the program, who's going to be supported to receive those funds.
Okay, so if you get some of those young men and women who were standing with me down in the waiting for the lineup for the adult GED program the other day, they were really enthused. So what you're saying to me is with some of those kids, we're talking about, they may just have to pay about $1,700 for the program, possibly.
Yes, yes. And honestly, those students actually coming out of the adult ed program with their high sets qualify for additional funding too. So they may be in a position to where the 1750 is even covered.
No, repeat that. Repeat that again. Let's make sure I heard that one really, because I know what I heard, but I want to make sure everybody out there heard what you said as well.
Right. So we are blessed to have multiple funding sources to help support and defray the costs for our students to get them quickly trained and supporting our local economy and our workforce. And as a result, the students who participate in our adult ed program, the ones you were referring to, graduated yesterday with their high sets, the high school diploma equivalency, they are actually considered adult ed students and they qualify for additional funding too. So depending on your particular situation and what you qualify for, there's multiple opportunities to receive financial assistance. We really just need to sit down and have a conversation and see what opportunities are out there and what you qualify for and what we can do to help you out.
Wow. I tell you, Lindsay, that's really meaningful information there, because, if you got that young person or that person that's looking for that career change, and they really need that job and they're really committed. What it's also telling me is that those industry partners such as Cltcc and really value this program as well.
Absolutely. Yeah, we could not be more pleased with the support that we have from local industry providers, from our contractors to our local companies. They have wrapped their arms around us and supported us with feedback and insight, curriculum suggestions, resources. Cltcc came out a few weeks ago and built the pole yard that's for the training center. The tools and the materials and the supplies and all of the donations we've received. Thank you just isn't enough. But I can't wait to see this program get off the ground and return the favor back to the industry of certified line workers. It's exciting stuff.
Oh, all right. David, what types of things will be taught as a part of the program curriculum?
We will have CPR first aid will be taught to all the students in the class. We will teach them everything that they need to know for when they walk into the workforce the first day. They understand what they're doing, they know why they're doing it, and how to do the work. The more they put into it, the more they'll get out this class. When they leave out of here, they'll have all the basics they need.
Okay. And a typical class schedule is going to look like what?
7 to 5:30. We'll probably spend, depending on the temperature, the weather, and how hot it is, we'll spend most of the morning, probably the first 5 hours in the morning, probably in the field. Towards the end of the day, when it gets real hot and stuff like that, we'll probably come to the class, do classroom projects. We do have some tests, nothing like that, but it just teaches you the courses that you need to know for pole climbing, pole framing, hurt man rescue, just different scenarios that we go through, bucket truck operations and stuff like that. So,
Okay, all right.
we also have an indoor training center where we'll better teach all the students exactly how to spread wire, how to change an arm out, where they can just do it face at arm's length, standing up inside of a closed-in building, how to change an arm out, how to tie wire, untie wire, spread your wire. And we're also going to put them in rubber gloves and sleeves in a real scenario like they'd be working out in the field. So they get the feel of what they're actually doing. Yes.
So they're going to get the feel of getting up on those high lines and everything.
Yes.
Okay, not just the theory part of it. They're going to get out there and put their hands on it.
We're going to let them put their hands on it. They're going to have long sleeve shirts, rubber gloves, and leather rubber gloves and sleeves. So, yes.
That sounds
We'll
awesome.
get the real feel for it.
All right. How many spots are available for each one of the groups that you guys? Because you guys have two cohorts or two classes that are going to take place. So how many students are?
Yes, for the first cohort, we're going to accept 12 students. Right now we have, excuse me. Right now we have 9 students that have signed up and are ready to go. We have 8 young men and 1 young lady that has signed up for the course. She's already told me she's ready to give it to them and show them what she can do.
Oh, okay. Well, hold on a minute. That's a good plug right there. So this line worker program is not line man program. It's line worker program.
No, this young lady, she's very interested in it. She said, "I got something to prove," and she said, "I'm going to prove it to them."
I hear you.
She said, "Don't you cut me no slack." I said, "I will not."
Awesome. And so already, because I think this information has changed since you sent it over, Lindsay. It was 8 just on when you sent it over. Now it's 9. So y'all have 3 more spots available in this cohort. So if you have one of them graduating seniors and they're looking at that, and we're gonna go back and talk about it again, but the salaries of a lineman and that kind of good stuff. You're telling me they could be ready, working on one of those trucks, almost out in the field before the end of the hurricane season this year, and all of that kind of good stuff, right?
Yes, sir. Like I said, like Lindsay said earlier, Cltcc is working with us, and they're helping us a lot. The industry is a growing industry, and you're always going to need a lineman out there now. Robot ain't going to do what we do at all. You're going to need live hands out there and stuff like that. So we got local contractors like Line Techs. We have the Shelton Energies, ACLs, the people that have been helping us out tremendously. They're going to attend these classes, watch these students work, and offer them job opportunities at the end of these courses.
You know, that's a very good point there, David. When you talk about the guys, all of those other industry partners are really knee deep into this because they actually need those bodies to come fill positions that they currently have out there. Yes. Am I okay? Good.
Yes, it's a dying. They need them, and they're willing to put forth their time and their effort and donate a lot of things to us that help us out. Not only their materials, but they also donate their time to help us out at all completely.
Okay. So Lindsay, will there be job placement assistance, or are the employers looking at the young folk that are, or the folk that are out there? Are they looking and making that evaluation at the time? Will there be, a dedicated, I'm gonna help you get this job, get you in contact with these employer kind of things as well?
Absolutely. Towards the end of the program, we're planning on what's being called a rodeo. And actually, nationwide, they have line worker rodeos all over the place. Just last month, they had one in Lafayette, down at the Cajun Dome. And so it's really a showcase of what these line workers, or in our case, what our students can do. And so we have full intentions of hosting our own rodeo and inviting our industry partners, our local contractors, and even some of our suppliers and vendors to come out and showcase. and then scope out what our students can do. And, they can't wait to scoop them up.
Cool. Now, I guess the big question that I want to throw at you guys right now, how would the student apply? You got 3 more slots in this first cohort, in this first class that's getting ready to start. How do they get in contact with you guys to say, hey, I want to be a part of this first class?
So if you follow the Cltcc Facebook page, you will see the line worker advertisement, the post, and there is a link on there. There's also a QR code, and it'll take you to a registration form where it's just a little questionnaire: what your name is, what your email is, phone number, basic interest, which cohort would you prefer to attend. At that point, we get the information emailed to us directly, so David and myself, and then David reaches out and has that one-on-one conversation. Are you interested? What are your intentions? He really lets you know what it's like to climb a pole, lots of feet up in the air. Make sure you're not afraid of heights before you commit to this, and kind of gives you the other side of working in the heat and the weather elements, right? So it's not the most glamorous job, but it is very highly compensated and much needed within our region. And so at that point, the conversation starts about enrollment. And then once they commit, they go online, they fill out an application just like any student would, and they get enrolled in the class. At that point, they can start putting down their payments for their down payment. And then we give them the information for the scholarship application. And then that goes to committee. And we'll be notifying our students of their scholarship awards next week.
Oh, okay, cool. So they'll start finding out really quick, whether they're gonna, have to pay anything or pay just the $1,700 or so. Wow. Are there any specific prerequisites for the class?
So with this being our very first cohort, we are kind of flipping the sequence of expectations. In the future, we are going to expect that the CDL portion of the class is finished first. So they actually come in with a CDL license. The contract in the area actually require to be hired on. And so we don't want to train anyone through our program and give them a sense of hope that they've done line worker and they're ready to get hired yet. They don't need all of the qualifications of local industry standard, right? So moving forward in the future, the CDL license will be a prereq for the class to get in. And then based on CDL standards, which are set forth by the state of Louisiana, you have to be 18 years old. And then a lot of our industry partners require a high school diploma or the equivalency. So we do request that our students have that. However, there are some contractors who don't require that. So it's not that we're saying no, we're just letting them know up front if a high set or a diploma or the equivalency is not something that they possess, they won't have as much opportunity as maybe some of their classmates. Not to say that they won't have any opportunity, right? So we would still work with them to get them placed in the best fit for them. So really it's 18 years old. It's background check, drug test. That's all required for a CDL license in the state. And then CDL straight into line worker. This go around, we flipped it. We're going to do line worker first with CDL on the back end just to get the program started.
Oh, okay.
But those are really the prereqs and all that's needed to know to join the program.
So this is kind of like an inaugural program over at the college at this point.
Okay. It is.
All right, good. Again, the next class, when is it scheduled to kick off? When is the first class, the inaugural class?
So the first class is scheduled to start June 3rd. And so that'll take us the 16 weeks straight through. Which will bring us towards middle to end September. And then end of September, we'll be able to start that second cohort of line workers.
Okay. And there was a question out here. Are there any programs available for future high school students?
So if the question is more about dual enrollment with line worker, that may be something that we can look at in the future, but that's not something that's currently on our schedule right now. We really want to build the program as it is to meet industry standard, which is why it's a 4-day program, a 10-hour a day training, because it mirrors what our students will experience once they get hired into the industry.
Okay.
Industry standard is that they work 4 10s. And so we wanted to mirror that experience as much as possible so that our students were prepared for what they'd be walking into. And with a high school, a currently enrolled high school student, that schedule is going to pose to be really challenging.
Yeah, I could see it, but on the same token, you guys are poised for that young lady, young man that just graduated from a local high school, to take a look at, that may or may not have no clue as to what they would like to do with the rest of their lives. And one of the things, is we've had the opportunity to interview and talk to some of the young folk over at Cltcc. They talked about that experience of when they stepped in and started talking to their instructors just kind of like grabbed them around the arm and said, "Hey, come on, follow me." And they put together a program that worked. And in some cases, if they couldn't make it, they adjusted and all of that kind of good stuff. So you would say at this time, if somebody just don't know what to do, come see you, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely. We'll talk, we'll figure something out, especially on the non-credit side or the workforce side that I have, short-term training. We do customized training. And so, especially for our industry partners in the region. And so we are quite flexible on my side of the house to make things happen.
So what are some of the other, certificate-based programs that you guys have over at Cltcc?
So we have all kinds of things, especially out in our manufacturing center. Welding is probably one of our most popular ones currently. We just completed the largest welding class that in school history, really, of over 100 welders, which is phenomenal. And honestly, we have local industry who can't snatch them up soon enough. And so there's always going to be a need for our welders. We have HVAC programs, we have machining, manufacturing. We have a lot to offer. And so if you're one of those students who are out there and you're not really sure what you want to do, but you know that maybe the next few years you don't want to be in a classroom, come see what we've got. We might have something that sparks your interest, that can really get you in and out, high trained or highly skilled and highly desirable career paths, and get you working quick.
And that's really interesting that you talked about the size of that class. The placement rate, just to say, for instance, in the welding program, and it was a cool thing to hear you say we actually have the industry here to place them in, and that kind of good stuff. So what's the placement rate? Just an average. I'm not looking for anything gotcha, but the placement rate for that young person or that person that start and stop and complete that certificate, what's the placement rate for that?
So I don't have a concrete number for you, but I can tell you that we have really strong partnerships with our industries all over the region. And our instructors are top notch about building those relationships and finding the perfect fit. So even if, your heart is set on working with industry A and they don't have a spot, we're not stopping if we get a no. We will continue to build those bridges and make those relationships and make sure that our students are taken care of. Part of our job is to educate, but part of our job is to build the workforce. So if we train all of our students and we don't get them working, we're not fulfilling our mission.
Awesome. There was another question out there about the GED, aka, I should say HiSET, aka GED, aka GED. Could you tell us a little bit about that particular program?
Yeah, so our campuses have what's called, it's Work Ready U is what the official program is called, but it's adult education. And that is where if you need your high school diploma equivalency, so nowadays it's called the HiSET, it used to be called the GED, you come visit us at any one of our campuses. We can get you into the program, and really it's self-paced. You work on building your literacy and your math skills. And then once you're ready and prepared to take the equivalency test, you take the test and then you get to walk across the stage.
Oh, cool. Is there any cost for the adult education training?
That I'm not 100% aware of, but I don't believe so. And if there are, we have lots of grants to help cover the expense.
Lots of grants and everything. So if someone have a question, just give you guys a call, and you can definitely point them in the right direction. I,
Absolutely.
I think there are a lot of folk out there that, I had the opportunity to work with students who were working on their high sets, and the way that it operates, the different component parts of it, they can work at their own pace, and you could develop that curriculum, right where they are, and then they can just dive down into it. It was way cool, and
It's
yeah.
definitely a customized, tailor approach.
Uh-huh.
It is a work at your own pace. And so some students come in and they fly through it and they get their high set as quick as they walked in.
Uh-huh.
And other students take their time, work around their life,
Yeah.
and make it happen on their own terms.
Okay. So in essence, if you have that young man, young woman who was pretty good in high school, they could literally come in and pretest, kind of like pretest, see where they are, and they may be ready to go ahead and take the high set at that point. And then also, if they need to go look at I don't know, some concept in math, I don't a little algebra or something like that they might need to, they'll know exactly what they need to go do, and they can go practice on that. And that might be the only thing that they need to do, and then they're ready to take that math component of that test, right?
Absolutely. You
Okay.
nailed it.
Okay. All right. But hey, did you guys have anything else that we did not cover that y'all want to make sure that the folk out here know about?
No, we've got 3 spots left.
3
You
spots.
want 'em, come and get them.
and y'all phones will be working tomorrow, so just in case someone call, someone will be able to answer that question for them. Okay, good.
Absolutely.
Well, that's all for tonight, everybody. For this episode of the Let's Talk Show, we'd like to extend a heartfelt thank you to our guests, David and Lindsay, for sharing their experience and insight into line work and training at Cltcc, and also into those other programs over at Cltcc. It's clear that the program not only addresses a critical need in the workforce here in our community, but is also lucrative and rewarding career opportunities for its graduates. We hope our discussion has enlightened you about the significance of this training program and its impact on our community. Thank you for tuning in, and as always, stay informed, stay safe, and good night, everybody. If y'all could hang tight, I'm gonna go ahead and end the stream.